So in yesterday's class, we have discussed about HTML tables and the lists, right?
Yes,
So did you understand all those concepts? Do you have
yes, I
any
understand.
questions there?
No questions.
So are you practicing? Are you reading? Are you studying?
Yes,
Okay. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. So yes, welcome to Tech Talk classes. So today we are going to focus about more into the CSS and the text formatting. So what is formatting? Do you have any definition to tell me? Or if you want me to explain, then I can explain. Okay, let me explain. Formatting means, yeah, let me go here. I design my website. See, if you see here, in some places text is in a smaller place. This is normal text. But here if you see the bold, and a few places you can see some other text, right?
yes,
So this text, this is different, this is different, this is different. So this formatting means we are formatting the text however we want. So we have the so we can format the text or the content of the HTML using CSS. But HTML has provided few tags which will help us to format text. Okay, see, we have the tags here. I'm not going to write a program here since already I have written a program and I want you to try that. I don't give the example for that program or the template. We have the bold and the strong. It looks like almost same. The first one you can see here, right? I'm
yes,
sorry. Yeah, here high is in a normal text, but TikTok classes is in the bold, right? The weight of the text is more, and you can understand the word bold. I'm not going to explain you any more about that. And the strong also at the same way. So it looks like there is nothing, but the difference is there will be some extra effort. You read about that, and you can ask me question tomorrow. What is the difference between bold and strong? Italic and I. I means this is normal text, and the apple is in some different text. You know the italic text? You don't know? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Italic text. Yeah, I mean to say, uh, in the textbooks, you might have seen that headings will be in the italic sometimes, or body will be sometimes italic. If you want to highlight some text in a template, we use the italic. EM is for emphasized. So the result is, if I use these two tags, the result will be like this. And you can see the difference between high and this apple and pineapple text, right? And the small and mark. So if we, the small tag will help us to make our text in a small. Here you can see hi, how are, till how are, it is normal text. And if see you, that is in a small. I have used a small tag for this you. And mark is that if you want to mark something in a text. So we will use the mark tag. The result will be like this. You can see the doing. I have used a mark tag for doing, and this is highlighted with the yellow. That is the use of mark tag. Delete and insert. You can see the tags. Delete means in dictionary you can see that if some word is expired or if there is no more, if you want to tell customer or the who is reader, we can sell strike off. We can do the strike off to the word by using the delete. We can user can see that this is deleted, is no more available. and the insert. So if you want to highlight the user, this is new and this is has been inserted, and with the underline you can use the tag insert. You can, so, and the sub and superscript, right? You are the mathematics student, and I can expect from you that if you want the square, right, how you write. If you want to write a 5 square, 5 I write, and the 2 will be little top, right?
Yes.
If you want to achieve that, I will be using the soup tag. You can see text is normal text. Here I can say 5 is text. In place of text, you can write 5. Superscript, you can write 2. So that user can understand that it is a 5 square. Like that, you can see that xi, xn, right?
Yes.
You know that, right? And you try to compare how can you, how are you going to use subscript and superscript in your mathematics, and you let me know tomorrow. So if I use the subs, so it will be little subscript for that text I have used here. So you can see the difference, right? Difference between subscript and superscript. You understood?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, I'm not going to help you the program or the template here. You try to practice these tags, and tomorrow class you have to start a class by explaining all this to me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so HTML comments. Okay, we write the HTML, right? Usually we write the HTML, and you have written the HTML code, but sometimes I won't be able to understand. You are developer, I am developer, I am a new developer. So if we want to understand about some piece of code, let me take you here. Okay, table one, right? Okay, see, we have written a table, right?
Yes.
I don't know about this table. If I want to give any information, I can use the HTML comments. So using HTML comments, we can give some information to the developer who is trying to use the existing template or the existing HTML. So one more thing is that, right? If you want to comment particular code, okay, let me see. If I don't want it to display that this tr, and if I delete this, and this won't be available in future, right? If I remove this is not available. But if you want to refer in future, so we can comment the code. There are the two purpose: commenting the code and the additional information for the code. So these two can be achieved by using the HTML comments. So syntax for the HTML comments is, you can see less than, what is the left, less than, and the exclamatory, two hyphens, and the last is without, greater than. So maybe my pronunciation might be the different, but you can understand. So let me go here. Okay, now if I run this table one, let me see, this is table one. This is yesterday's program. I don't want to waste this. This we got it, right? If I
Yes.
want, if I don't want to display this, how we do? We remove that, right? So I have removed this, and I'll try to refresh it. Now this is not present in the screen, right? Voila.
Yes.
But some in future, as discussed, if future I want, I can comment this code. So as per the our syntax, I'll write like this, and I'll try to refresh. If I delete or if I comment the both the situations, the bala is not coming here, right?
Yes.
So the thing is that whatever we have commented, that will not be displayed on the screen. Understood?
Understood.
Okay. Okay. Now if I want to give some information about this table, This table is for displaying name and years of employees. Sorry. Okay. So if someone I have developed this, you are the new employee to the project, and if you want to read about what is this table, so that I have given a comment, I can read this. Okay, I can understand, right? This will help the developers. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me refresh whether. See. Okay. The commented code will not be present on the screen. Are you clear on HTML comments?
Yes.
If you clear, then we'll move into the next slide. Okay. Yeah, this is a good HTML colors. What is color? Black, white, green, blue, yellow. There are a lot of colors. How you get those colors into HTML page? So now there are the so many colors, right? But
Yes.
we are pronouncing green. So, but sometimes we want more colors. This color name I'm not sure. This is pink. This is I cannot say either blue or sky blue. But if you want to achieve particular color, there are the codes or there are the values we can use. RGB. So color values can be getting using the RGB values, hex values, HSL values, RGBA values, and HSLA values. So I will discuss about only RGB and hex since I know about these two. Practically, I'm using. So I'm not going to explain you about this HSL and RGBA and HSLA. I want you to read. But practically in the software industry, most probably we will be using RGB, RGBA, and hexadecimal values. So what is RGB? R for red, G for green, B for blue, right? This is the
Yes.
base colors. Using the values of those, we can get the different colors. Here you can see so the values will be 0 to 25. For red, if you give 25 and rest of the parameters are 0, 0, then it will give us the 0, 0. Sorry, red. I'm sorry. If you want to get the blue, then blue value should be RGB. Red, green is 0, blue value 255, right?
Yes.
We will get like this. So here you can see the examples. I have used the different codes here and I got the different colors. Like this, hexadecimal values, coming to the hexadecimal values. You know hexadecimal values, mathematics? You have any idea? Or no? Don't say no. If you say no, then I'm going to stop this class. You are a mathematical student, right? You should be knowing the what is hexadecimal definition. If not, then let me know. You have to explain me about the hexadecimal values tomorrow's class. Based on that, I will decide about the further classes. Okay. So hexadecimal means basically the 6 digits. I can say the same. The logic will be the same, but we will give you the in the different way. RRGGBB. RR means red, GG means green, BB means blue. The same way, but the values are in the hexa 0 to F. I can say, right?
Yes.
Hexadecimal values are 0 to F6, right? A, B, C, D, E, F. So 0, 1, 2, 3, like this, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so I use the hash, then I'll use the 6 hexadecimal values. The examples are if I give the FF, the values will be 0, 0 to FF. If I give the only FF at the starting RR values, then red, FF at the last blue. The colors are same, but the using the RGB using the hexadecimal, you can see the difference, right? Syntax is different. The colors are same. This is how we get the colors into our HTML code or the CSS values. Okay.
Okay.
Where do you use the colors? In HTML, now we have a, let me go here, let me uncomment this. Sorry. Okay. So control / is for commenting and uncommenting. That is a shortcut. So let me go here. Okay. Now by default we are getting the border color black, right?
Yes.
If we want to change that, I'll go to the one pix solid. I'm sorry. Blue. Well, I have given the blue. Let's see what will happen. You got the blue?
Yes, I got.
So in place of blue, I will, now we have given the normal, our word blue. Now you can see, right? Our VS Code is helping the exact RGB, right?
Yes.
And this is hexadecimal, FF blue. So that you try to go through this. Let me try to use the RGB 255 0 0. What will happen? We got the red, right? We got
Yes.
the red, and I will use something 120. Let us see what we get. Orange. Let me use the 5 to, I'm using the random 0 to 2. See, we are getting the, so I am changing the values and the value is getting changed, right?
Yes.
So now for table, I want to give the background color. How you give? I already had told you. There is a background color property. Here I will give the hexadecimal. If we want to give the red, FF0000. I'm sorry. Right, 6 row, 6 only. I have given the 7. So you got the red background color,
Yes.
table background
I
color.
got.
I'll give the CD. Now it turned into the pink. So like this, we use the, I'm sorry, we use the hexadecimal and the RGB. You understood?
I understood.
Now you know the border color, how to give. Now you know the background color.
Okay.
And one more thing, text color. I want you to, how you achieve the text color. Can you take a note on the text color? How you going to do? I want, this is question or this is task for you. If I want to change this table, this is black, right? By default black. If I want to make it to the blue, there is a property color we can use. Let me explain you there itself. At least it will be clear. I will give us. So color, I will give hash blue, right? We want, so blue should be RGB 0000 FF. Now it turned into the blue, right?
Yes.
Now you know the how to change the text color, how to change the border color, how to change the background color, right?
Yes.
And now you got the difference between RGB and the hexadecimal, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to the next one.
Okay.
Just let me give me some time. I'm getting call.
Okay.
Give me a minute. Huh?
Okay.
Sorry, I got a call in between. Okay, so HTML colors you are more familiar, and this is how we get the HTML colors in our HTML and the CSS. Okay, let me go into the HTML CSS. Now already you are familiar, right? Just CSS
Yes.
means this is how we are designing the page by using the colors, by using the fonts, by using the border. All this can be achieved by using the CSS. Okay, let's take an example here. Amazon.com. Now you can see that here the top one is the page is this is I mean this is a one component. I mean it's only one HTML page here, and you will see the below one is divided into the four parts, right?
Yes.
By using CSS we can achieve those. So the basic definition is the way how you want to present to the user, the way how you want to design HTML. So CSS will help us there to design the HTML by so let me so see this CSS describe how the elements need to be displayed on the screen. The way how you explain. I want to display four. I want to display bottom. I want to display top. I want to display side. So all those can be achieved using the CSS. So CSS, the abbreviation is cascading style sheets. Okay, so CSS can be added to the HTML in three ways: inline CSS, internal CSS, and the external CSS. You should be noting, or you should be either you should by heart, or either you should store in your memory. So, but these should be uh, you should be knowing. So, okay, let me jump into the inline CSS. What is inline CSS? Did you remember? I think in the second class or the first class, I'm not sure. I have explained about the style attribute, right? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, using the style attribute, if we write the CSS, then that is called inline CSS. Let me comment this. How to comment? Do you know how to comment? You don't know? Okay, I remove this. I'm sorry. Right? Let me go here. Let me refresh. Now I have removed all those properties, right?
Yes.
Now you can see the difference between using the CSS and not using the CSS. Am I right?
Yes.
If I use the CSS, my pages looks like better. There is a format, there is aligned left, center, there are the colors, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is inline CSS? As per my definition, if I use the style attribute, then that is called inline CSS. Now here I give the background color as a blue. What the color you want? You want some cadet blue? Okay. Let me refresh it. Now you got the blue, right? If we give the colors or the border color, any CSS properties using the style attribute, that is called inline CSS. Got it? Ravina, can you hear me? I think I have lost the connection. I'm sorry, I think connection got lost. Ravina, did you understand what
Yes,
is
I
in
understand.
inline CSS? So what is internal CSS? I think already we have used that. So if you use the style attribute in the same page, so that is called inline CSS, not sorry, internal CSS. So that is internal to page. So now you got right. So
Yes.
which one is having the priority, inline or the internal? So if we use the any CSS using the style tag in the heading, that is internal CSS, and if we use the style attribute, that is the inline CSS. You can use
Yes.
both the ways, but when we use the inline and internal CSS, what are the use cases? Inline means if you want to give particular style to the particular element in a web page. Okay, let me go here. Okay, if I want to give some particular color to Pravina, if I want to highlight, so then we can use this style attribute color equal to crimson. Now you can see that red. Let me give the green. It can be visible. You got it right.
Yes, I
So
got it.
if I use TR this can be applicable for the all TDs and the THs, but style can be applicable for the only that particular TD, right? Now here you can
Yes.
see this Pravina in green color. You understood difference between the inline and internal?
Yes, I understood.
Okay. So let me go back to the presentation. Okay. The same you can read in the here. Define a style for a single HTML page. All the definitions I don't want to read. Okay. The third type is external CSS. Clear? All those two. The third one is external. External. What is external? So now using the inline, this is for only particular element. Using internal, that is for only that web page. But if I have I have the 10 web pages, but I want to use the same style to all 10 pages, we can achieve by using the external CSS. So I can say external style sheet, right?
Yes.
As per the definition, external style sheet is used to define the style for as many HTML pages. To use an external style sheet, add a link to it, the head section, I will tell you in the class. So the file, we can create a new separate CSS file. We can use, we can import that file in the HTML wherever we want. We can use that. So that here the use is that we write in one place and we are going to use in many places. That is the use, I can say. Okay. Syntax is link. You have to use the link tag under the head to import the style, external style sheet, I can say. Let me write a one new file. I can say style.css. I'll write a one, I'll write if I want to give the paragraph, I'll give the color red and background color. I can go watch which one you want to give. You want to give blue, okay? And the border So in the table, right? The table. What is the table one? Okay. This same thing, right? I'll move there in my thing, my style sheet. Let us explain in the table itself. Where is my style? Okay. I have moved here. If I refresh my page, then only this Pravina is in a green color since that is applied into the inline CSS. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So how we can use, as per my definition, we should use the link tag under the heading link. What is that? What is the definition? Can you tell me? Relationship. What is the relationship?
Relation.
Href. Link is relationship equal to style sheet, right?
Yes.
Sheet. Href means source. What is the source of that? So style.css. You know that, right? If my file is, I can create a new folder here. I can have a styles. So all my external files can I move here. If I use in the same folder, then directly I'll give name like this. But if I want, if we are going to move to the different folder, I can use how can we do this? Forward slash. Sorry, where we are. What is the definition? We are table one here. Styles dot styles. We are in the styles folder. Then styles.css. Am I right?
Yes.
Dot means it go to the next low step. Styles style.css. Let me refresh the page. You got it?
Yes. I got.
So I will create a new table, table2.html. I copy paste the same code. I don't want to waste. Okay. I will run this page. I will remove in place of this Pravina. So it should give only the table 2 1. Open with Chrome. Yeah. Now you got it right. I'm using the one file for the different for multiple files. So one style sheet for the multiple files, right? This is the use case. So that if I want to create a one more file, just I try to import. Now if I want to change the particular color, I'll go to the style.css. I will change to some different color. Yeah, sorry, it should be 0 a d f e. This is different. Okay, now it is in different color. Let us see whether it is changing or not. It is changing.
Yes.
It is changing in the both files. But if we use the internal CSS, let me copy this. I'll keep in the table 2. Style. So if I do like this, if I remove this, then this is applicable for only this file, right? It cannot be impacted other file. That is the difference between inline, internal, and the external. You understood?
I understood.
Okay. This is how we write the CSS in HTML files. If you have any questions, you can ask me. So the final, yeah, using ID and class attributes. Already I have explained you about this using ID and class attributes. I want you to read about those and I want you to practice. I'm not going to tell you any more about these attributes. Okay. I can say that the important properties in CSS. Here you can see, right? The CSS properties, padding, margin, border, fonts, background. Already I have explained about the background color, background, right? This is how the background color will come. If I want to give some background image, I'll press table, I'll create a div. Let me give you here ID equal to image div. This is my ID. Anyway, I'm explaining you. I'll go to my style. So from now onwards, I'll use the external style sheet. So that if I want to give property to ID, I should use the hash. So background image should be where we are present. Dot dot will go take me out. Images. It should be in the course. Dot dot images. What is the image name if I want to give? I'll give this one. .jpg. And if you want to give to that height is 200 pixel, width is 200 pixel, border, how to give the border? One pix solid red. Let me refresh what will happen. Which one that I have given where? Table 2. Okay, let me try to refresh the table 2 one. Image didn't come since the source is wrong. It is not referring. Now you can see, right? ID have used. This is a division. There is no content since image not yet loaded. And border it came and width and height is same. So that here I'm going to give the task. I'm not going to tell you how to get the background image for a div. This is a question for you and try to practice that. If you are not getting, tomorrow class I will explain you. I can explain you now, but I don't want to tell you now. So my styles, right? Maybe I have to use some more property. You identify that, okay? How to use the background image, right? You make a note. One more thing. I go to my PPT. Yeah, border. Yes, there is a. So now I already have given the border. There is a thing: border left, border right, border top, border bottom. These are the properties I want you to learn. And fonts. Okay, if I want to give the font size, you can say this Font family, we can give different one. Font size, larger, medium, small. You can give the percentage. You can give the cm, em, mm, pixel. Basically, we use the pixels, and em. We use the em. So I'll give the 50. Let me try to refresh. Oh, you got it. The name is in 50 pixel size. This is how we use the fonts.
Okay.
Now border. Already we have given the border here, and all to this table also border. So there are the things: border left, top, bottom, right. You read about this. So what is padding? We have called yesterday's class, right? If I
Yes.
want to give padding to particular thing, we use the padding. Already it is there. Padding. I have given the THTD padding 15 pixel. I'll increase to 50. Now you can see, right, the difference.
Yes.
I have increased the bottom and all. And there is the way if I give 50 pixel 0 px 0 px 10 px, what will happen? Let's see. Now you can see, right, the top one first it will go to the, if I give like this, the first one is top, next one is right, next one is bottom, next one is left. We can see here the first one is 50 pixel came, right one 0 pixel, since it is not the width got TD width is more, we cannot identify, but the bottom one is 0 and the left one is 10 pixel. You can see the difference, right?
Yes.
And correct me if I am wrong by read about that. In the same way, so what is margin? I want to give some margin, right? In our textbook, there is a fixed margin. Got it? After that, there won't be any data. Like this, we want to implement, we can give the margin. I'm going to give the margin 100 pix. What will happen? So margin will add in, I think margin will not work in table, I'm not sure. So let me, for your clarification, let me use here margin. We can see the margin. If I use the margin, whatever the left, top, bottom,
Oh,
outside the border, it will take. I have a border this, I have this. Table and div, there is 100 pixel difference. So by using margin, we can achieve that. The same way definition is here. This is my content, 200 into 200, right? If I want to padding, let me add the padding. Using 50 px. Let me refresh. Now padding got added, right?
yes.
Let me inspect you in a, you can see the same way, right? This is my content.
Yes.
Image not yet loaded, so that we are not able to see. Let me give some data. Let me, in case of image, that able to, I'll give p top classes. Now got it, right?
Yes, I got it.
So my content is this, the blue color. The padding is the green color. The border is only 1 pixel. You can see this, the red one, and margin is this one, right?
Okay.
So that is the difference between the margin, border, padding, and this is the diagram will take you or will explain you. Understood all these
Okay.
properties? The same save trace. If you have any questions, you can ask me. No questions? Then we will wind up the class. Thank you.